Thank you for joining us on Discussion to Action. Today we're going to be talking about the common phrase made by many women who say that there are no good men out there. And then we're also going to have a conversation about women of value.
Some women, and I don't know if this is new age or whatever, but some women just be like, it's that independent mindset. Like when it's too nice, I can do that myself. You don't need to open my door, I got it. He's just too nice. Like, let me do it. Like, we need to build together. Like, you don't have to do all those nice things for me. Like, a lot of women think like, not a lot of women. No, a lot of women do.
This is the age of women.
Yeah, but I see older women like, you know, that concept of chivalry has gone out the door. And so when they say nice, it's just kind of like, it's kind of like your, like a nerdy school teacher. That's how they see it, perceive it.
So when is a guy supposed to understand how he's supposed to be? Is he supposed to be edgy? Is he supposed to be,
Supposed to be all of those things.
You know, seriously, like if a woman is saying, like, well, men are, I want a good man, but I don't want a nice guy. Or I want somebody to, like you said, run my bathwater. To me, I would think that that's a nice guy. I don't know. Like,
You still got edgy though.
That is nice, but are you a yes man?
That's
like,
what I want you to be a yes man.
You cannot be a yes man. Even if you agree, give me why you agree.
Right.
Give me something that's going to feed me in a way.
I get that.
Oh yes, whatever you say, and you just over there poopy diapers. You don't really have an opinion, or your thoughts are in la la land. You're not really engaging. You're just nice. Yes, honey. Yes.
That's too much.
Because I think part of the nice guy is, like we've been talking about, them knowing themselves. So you have to be willing to say no, and me possibly have to say why not, or like that has to be his own growth. I personally like the nice guy. Guys that I have dated, they've kind of been like maybe a little L7, but I still like them. I feel safe with them because I understand what you're talking about. Like, is he? I feel comfortable. I wouldn't go nobody talking. I want to say I wouldn't go, but I like the nice guy. I do.
Right, and chivalry, please.
beautiful.
Especially,
Beautiful.
I have children and all of that, open my door, do all of that type of stuff, yes, please. But I could see when it was just me and I was just on my own, then I could see that mentality that women have. Where I got this, I can do everything by myself, but you will come to find that there's a reason why men and women go together.
Yeah.
You will come to find that.
So basically, what is being said here is that nice guy doesn't typically mean nice guy. It means don't be a yes man.
Don't let me punk you.
Right.
I can't be telling you what I want to do. Like, I like that because sometimes like my mouth can go.
Yeah.
So we just let me talk to you like that. But why did you let me talk to you like that for?
Right.
Yeah,
Like niggas like
it's too low key.
they don't know I'm getting made fun of. Right. Why am I talking to you like that? You know what I mean? They're just in there being the butt of a joke. You're like, no. Like, why aren't you standing up?
My
for
dad
yourself?
picking on you and you don't see it.
Yeah.
Okay, so the attraction to the bad boy is basically that feeling like, or the edgy whatever, is feeling like they can stand up for you, protect you, be that like, what?
The spontaneity. Usually they have, it's a sex appeal. Like you feel like they can just, like they can just snatch you up. Yeah, like all of
Your own
it.
opinion, stand your own ground.
Yeah.
And they can show you some things.
Yeah.
Because me,
Yeah,
I
that's
was
not
the
me.
good girl. I was
Exactly.
the square
Right,
girl before
right.
I met my husband, and he was the bad boy, And it was like, oh, I ain't seen this part of the world, But then we grew together, and all of that. It was always that openness there. Okay, this was a season. Now we don't do these type of things anymore. We grew out of those more worldly ways that we were doing. But that's fun.
Yeah.
And it helped me really define, okay, I can say I was her on purpose, that good girl. Now that I've experienced that other side of some things, and it's like, oh no. Now that I know the difference between two because of my experiences, I can make a definite choice. This is who I am,
Yeah.
Okay, I have this here, but we discussed this, so I just kind of want to go back a little bit. No man is perfect, is what I'm saying, so I understood that. But name some deal breakers, because now I'm thinking there aren't any deal breakers based on what was said here, or are there deal breakers? Well, no, because let me, because I'm playing sort of like devil's advocate, right? Just pretend like if I'm saying like I'm a man and I'm confused by what is being said. You know what I mean? Like, it's going back to the knock on wood. Like I said, I do understand that nobody's perfect, but then it's just sort of like, well, let's leave room for somebody to kind of cheat because maybe he might do it here or there, or it doesn't mean that he's necessarily a good man. Possibly, that could be kind of the perception of what's being perceived by what's being said. So then it's kind of like, well, there's no deal breakers. I mean, listen, going from a list, but not really going by the list, and obviously it all comes back to like what we said is ourselves, and that's the whole point of it. But we still, I think, is important to answer these questions to get sort of an idea of how women in general are presenting themselves to the world, to men, to each other. And it's like, are there deal breakers then? If you have a good man, but then you can knock on wood because nobody's perfect, so to speak, I guess. Then are there any deal breakers?
I mean, outside of like physical safety, I don't really have deal breakers, I don't think, but I think that I'm open to change because let something come up and it rubs me the wrong way and that may be the deal breaker. But as far as where I stand right now, for me personally, I would say no, outside of physical safety.
You have to know yourself, who you are, really. Are you willing to let him go? If he has a behavior like cheating is a lot of times the deal breaker. For me, that's the deal breaker. If you have an affair, an emotional affair on me, you might be out the door. If you having a relationship with another woman that you will not have with me, you might be out the door. If you're having a sexual relationship, you are out the door. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to bash her if she doesn't feel that same way, because it's my deal breaker, might not be your deal breaker. It's what I can handle. If he becomes a cheater and then I become a cheater, that needs to, if I've decided I'm not a cheater, but because he's cheating, I'm cheating, then now I'm just following him and I'm not my own person anymore. So that's what defines a deal breaker to me. If it changes my values to,
Yeah. What does deal breaker mean? Like one thing and boom, that's it? Or
anything that you would have to look at and say, you know what, this relationship is not working for me.
And so this is in the relationship,
In
not
a
before.
relationship.
I thought it was on the list.
Yeah.
Like what we want.
In a relationship, before a relationship, it doesn't matter really.
oh, before a relationship, I come with deal breakers because I'm not even gonna open up my heart to you if you already breaking the deal.
Okay, and in a relationship, courting, in a marriage, but let's not do marriage, just relationship.
The faithfulness and that, I've had that pain, don't want to go through that pain again. So that would, and it always, it's a repeat. Some people, maybe they just cheat once, I don't know. I'm not gonna stick around for the second or you know what I'm saying? Because then you gotta figure out, now you're more sneaky or whatever the case. So for me, being cheating emotionally and physically that's a deal breaker for me, just from past experience. I just, you know what, I'll just take my chances and go away. I'm not gonna stick around to see. And I know that's not fair, maybe. People are gonna, but I come with that rule in the beginning. I'm very open-minded. If you were to tell me, maybe I would have been open about it.
It's interesting how you said maybe that's not fair. I say that because that feels like maybe like something women
Women.
And we do, I mean, you're right.
Yeah,
because I would say that
and that's part-
redemption, that's why I'm saying
But see, that's the part of this conversation, and even why it's going this way, because it really is literally like it's not matter of fact. It's very just ambiguous, you know.
And we are people of complexity.
And that is what I feel like causes a problem, unless you are like working on yourself and knowing yourself. Because if it's just got, I think, and just not sure, then,
Because I've seen people that have been in relationships where the man has cheated and they've grown and like have this long marriage. So that's why I say that. I'm just saying, maybe I'm just not at that, I'm not involved enough. I've been in it, I've tried, I never looked at the man the same, and I couldn't get over it. So maybe that's something I have to, but I just choose not to. I choose to know that myself, I won't look at you the same, so it's best for us both to just separate. Some people may have the wherewithal to deal with it. I know me, and I know I can.
Okay.
For me, my value is what makes that decision for me. I value me. So if you can't value me to not go out and cheat on me, then that's enough for me, personally, to say, I'm not, if you were being open with me and telling me, what, this is happening, you're ignoring me every day and I'm thinking about doing this and that, then I can take some accountability because I didn't try, I didn't make an effort. But if you just sneak in to go off and cheat on me, I value me more than having you in my life.
So if he cheats, that means he doesn't value you?
If he sneaks and cheats, he doesn't value me because I'm so open and honest. Like me being in my relationship with my husband, I'm so open and honest and willing. If you sneak and cheat, then you don't value me or this relationship.
Do you think he sees it that way?
My husband definitely sees it that way. He knows because I'm very open and honest. So he knows if that happens, then we can already agree now that we're going our separate ways because we've discussed it.
Okay. The fact that there are so many women that say this, and that there aren't any good men out there. What do you believe the reason is that so many women attract no good men, if there are no good men? Because now it's, or what they would say are no good men. What do you think the reason is that so many women in general, as a whole, say this or attract them as a whole?
I think the issue mainly is we don't take enough time for ourselves to reflect off the pain that we might have experienced, or maybe even just overall the things that we experienced in our past relationships. So then when we say, oh, there's no good man, and you're saying, okay, well, why are people saying that? It's like, okay, well, you're still not taking the time for yourself to reflect and look internally to understand like really what happened, because you're blaming it on everybody else. You're blaming it on all the men out there that's no good, but you're not even looking at the common denominator. You know what I mean? So, like, I think that's pretty much
That's
what it
good.
could boil down to.
I think that so many people don't know what they want because when you're in pain and you're in constant pain, it's all your focus is on. So once you detach from that pain, you find out dang, what do I want? Because my focus and my energy was literally on this pain this entire time. So then you have this open space of just dang, there's a whole world out there. So now what do I really want? So then you have to explore as self to figure out what is it that you want from men. You know what you don't want. It's easy to say what you don't want, but now trying to say what you do want.